Hi, Rob Yates here, and it's great to have this opportunity to meet you in person. Um, I'd just like to welcome you to my office. I spend many hours of the day here, building and growing one of the 8 businesses that I own throughout 3 continents, in fact soon to be 4 continents across the world, working live face to face with clients, training and growing our complement of performance coaches, and also many hours sat looking into the lens that's in front of me, with the screen that's in front of me just by where you're looking from now, with the whiteboard behind me, personally working with 1 or 2 or groups of business owners around the world, enabling them to have a business and life by design as opposed to just being somebody who goes along with the flow. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching the video, and I hope you're benefiting from the content, and certainly I'd love for you to get in touch and let me know what you think about the content. These little videos that I produce, I produce in 5 little minute, 10-minute little windows when I've got a break in between clients. So apologise that it's not some fancy schmancy, heavily edited, glittery, glamoury video. I just give you what's real, what's raw, what works, and what's practical and useful now. And so this video, I want to take you through an activity that I do with clients on a really regular basis. In fact, all of my coaches do with clients. We spend a lot of time working with people probably just like you, who wish to achieve more, often wish to make more money, and what I want to take you through now is what it is we do with them to enable that to happen. Our track record with this is, I have to say, pretty amazing, and I've got clients are at this point in time who are into level 10, 11 and 12 of the structure that I'm going to take you through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into my MacBook here, and I'm going to take you through the structure, and I look forward to seeing you in there. So grab a pen and paper, take some notes, keep watching, and I'll see you in the computer. So here we are, jumped straight into my MacBook, and let's get busy and let's talk about this first slide. It kind of goes around a question that I talk to most of my clients about is why make lots of money? You see, we all want to make money. I mean, one of our purposes for being in business, after all, is to make money. But money is just it's a vehicle. It's a way of taking you from A to B, and working out what you wish to use the money you make for adds to the motivation of actually making the money. So I mean, do you want to, like in the top left-hand corner, are you after a holiday or vacation lifestyle? Maybe working from a resort, or being on a beach, or not working at all, or maybe moving to somewhere where you have palm trees, turquoise sea, and white sand. Is that your reason for making this money? Because it's perfectly possible, and I'll show you how in a minute, to make almost limitless amounts of money where you could have that. I mean, or do you want to make enough money like in the top right because you wish to give to charity, or maybe run a charity, maybe run a not-for-profit, do something to give back? Is it that you wish to have a nicer home, or maybe you just wish to make enough money so that you 100% own your home? Maybe this home is a home that you've bought to rent. Maybe it's a home that you've taken the money you've made and you've invested it in this home, done it up, and you're going to flip it and sell it. What is it you're going to use this money for? Personally speaking, this is me in the bottom right-hand corner here. Everything I do for my work, for my money, for my life is all about making a better quality of life for my for my family, about offering them the things that maybe their parents didn't have, or maybe offering us a more comfortable life, or a life which we're living by design as opposed to by luck or autopilot. And so I'm going to ask you to spend some time before you go into the rest of this, or maybe after you've watched this, there's some questions at the end, where I just want you to go, why make lots of money? When you know your why, it adds power to your what and how. So that's the starting point for this, making lots of money. Why bother? Do you want to invest it? There's no point dying being the richest person in the graveyard if you've just got loads of money in the bank. Well, for what highest positive purpose do you have all that money? Are you going to make all this money? Are you interested in making money? How much money are we actually talking about? My idea of lots of money is going to be different to yours. Some of you may believe that 10% of what my lots of money is lots of money, and other people might find my definition of lots of money to be 10% of what theirs is. So how much as well? Now, I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time online, Facebook, reading, and there's all sorts of quotes and things that are put out there. Everybody says, but nobody really understands. They're said to be true, and we believe them in some respects to be true, and yet we don't really unpick them. And I want to unpick two of those at this point in time before we go further, because it kind of gives us the backbone understanding of where we're going to go to. And where we are going to go to, by the way, is a methodology that I've built with a client that's working currently with a client. And I'm going to tell you what they're doing, how they're doing it, and where they currently are in this strategy. So you can kind of track in real time what's going on for them and how it's working for them. So you'd recognize the fact that the secret of making limitless amounts of money is to serve as many people as possible. I mean, obviously, the more clients you've got that you can sell to, the more money you're going to make, right? And that's something that's bounced around the internet. It's in lots of business books. And then we hear this next thing and see this next thing, which is give away your best for free. I mean, say what? Seriously? So I'm going to serve lots and lots and lots of people, and then I'm going to give it to them for free. Now, believe it or not, those two things are both 100% true. What you have to do, though, is you have to reframe, and I'm going to help you in a minute, reframe the purpose of your business and how you believe your business is to make money. You see, the normal, and dare I even say it, broke methodology is to sell time by the hour, or buy a product, sell it for more, or manufacture a product and sell it for more. And that's what the lower and middle classes or socioeconomic bands of society do. It's interesting that the people at the top end trade in data. That's what they do. They trade in data, names, email addresses, phone numbers, so on and so forth. They trade in databases, dare I say. It's how actually Amazon.com, or Amazon as a business, isn't really a business that makes its money out of reselling items. The percentage they make out of every item they sell is ridiculously small. They actually make all of their money out of what they know about you, out of the big data, and how they can leverage on that. So I want to hold you to hold that in your mind. Secret of making limitless amount of money is to serve as many people as possible, and we need to give away our best for free. And I'd like you to just hold on to that and just trust me and go with the next bit, and it will become completely apparent as to where we're going with this and how you can do it in less than 2 years to achieve almost limitless amounts of money. This isn't a scheme. I don't set to gain anything from it. I'm not going to try and ask you for money. I'm not going to try and say I'd like a percentage of what you make. Nothing like that. This is information that you get, you do, and within 2 years, you too can be doing and achieving what it is I'm going to show you, as long as you put all this into action. So let's move on. Stick with it. Keep going, because the secret to making loads of money is to teach what you know. In fact, I'll go one step further than that. Teach what you know in a replicable form online. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about some form of online trading, online offering, online service, online solution to somebody's problem. Something that once you've built it once can be could be watched. I mean, we could have 5 million people watching this short video, for argument's sake. I'm going to build it once, and up to 5, maybe even more million people could engage with this video content, maybe 100 million. And what I'm doing is I've got this massive economy of scale going on. Now, the other interesting thing is that it might not be a linear teach what you know. So, for instance, a builder may well obviously do something around people doing home improvements. A chiropractor or a physiotherapist or a dietitian may well teach something on how to run your life in a healthy way. Interestingly, the client that I am doing with this is a chartered accountant, and he's got a product that he's reselling that is around how to do bulletproof bookkeeping for small business owners. Now, suddenly you might go, whoa! An accountant's teaching them how to do bookkeeping, and interestingly enough, Kenneth's business does bookkeeping. But here's an interesting thing. Lots of people will buy it, will watch it, will engage with it. Less than 1% will actually go and start doing it for themselves, and the other 99% will look for an expert, and you've just positioned yourself as an expert by doing that. Out of the 1% who decide to go and take that information and execute it, do it for themselves, 9 out of 10 people will have a go and screw it up, and therefore will need an expert to come and fix their problem. So what are we really talking about? Well, actually, numerically speaking, we're talking at about 1 in 1,000 or maybe 10 in 1,000 who will actually go and do what it is that you teach, and the rest will come to you and use your services because you are the expert. We need to ensure, however, that there's a bit of a key to this, that we teach what we know and we do it at a 10-to-1 ratio. That means that the person buying it should feel like they're getting $500 worth of information for $50. Okay, that's how it should feel for them, and ideally we should be looking to find a way of giving them their $50 back again as well at some point in time. So that's what you need to do. You need to go and reframe what it is that you do, almost as though you were teaching people how not to need your service. Now that's counterintuitive, but stick with this and go with this and follow this through, because I'm about to step into the actual framework of this and give you the critical framework, the numbers, the evidence that proves this is how this can work, or how this does work. What I will ask is that in this example I'm going to give you, is that the client I speak of is giving $500 worth of information away for $50. And so let's go and have a look at this. This works in a series of layers. So we've got a layer, we've got a number of sales that's made within each layer, we've got a value of each sale, and we've got an amount of income that comes in at the far right-hand side. And so all we do is we take the number of sales, we times them by the sale value, and that equates to the level of income that comes in. And so what we do is we go and take this online digital offering that we can send to somebody, and that we can make, by the way. People always get stuck around these online offerings. I'm talking to you now through my MacBook, through Keynote, but equally you could record this through PowerPoint. And you need nothing more than your iPhone, because that's what I used at the start to record the first minute or so when I spoke to you live in my office, was my iPhone, of which you could use any digital phone, you could use a camera. You need nothing more techie-wise than just a computer and a smartphone to do this with, and you can use YouTube for free to deliver this through. So let's get over the tech barriers, and if you've still got tech barriers beyond that, come and talk to me and I'll teach you how to overcome those tech barriers, how to do the rest. It's simple. So in layer one of this project, to make almost limitless amounts of money, we go out and we personally go and hunt to make 20 sales of our $500 online product, where we're going to sell each one for $50. Simple. That will go through. 20 times 50 equates to $1,000. We've got $1,000 worth of income. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go and give it all back to those 20 people. So halfway through to 2/3 of the way through with these people, we're going to give them this opportunity. If they can refer and get 2 of their friends, colleagues or family members or people in their network, 2 of them to buy what it is that they've just bought. So let's just take the online book, the how to do your own bookkeeping course. Let's go and take that. If we can get a business owner who's bought it for $50, they need to go and convince 2 of their people in their network who are also small business owners to buy it, and in return we give them their $50 back again. So we make 0 money out of layer 1 now. But out of layer 2, we've now generated 40 sales at $50 each, equating to $2,000 worth of income. And all we do is now we repeat the trick. We go to those 40 people and we say, here you are, introduce and get 2 people in your network to buy this package that we've got for $50 each, and we will give you your $50 back. So yet again, all 40 people get their $50 back. That equates now to a new, because 40 with 2 introductions or 2 sales each is 80, which then at $50 each, which then equates to $4,000. Now here's the thing with this. The moment you start taking money out of the income side on the right-hand side is the money you don't have to give back into the giving back of the $50 to those people, and it's the moment this structure stops working. So we need to manage our desire for instant cash now, because we need to understand and follow the figures through for less than 2 years. Interestingly, I'm personally doing something very, very, very similar to this, and I'm doing this in addition to what I normally do, and I'm doing it in my evenings and weekends over 2 years. And you could too. And by the way, what I mean by evenings and weekends is I'm doing it in 30 minutes per evening and an hour per day at the weekend. And every single one of us, no matter what it is you do, whether you've got a career, whether you've got a business, whether you've got 5 businesses, no matter what it is you do, you're a member of the military. Doesn't really matter. You can all find half an hour a day to be online and an hour each at the weekend to keep doing this. As we repeat the trick, layer 3 into layer 4, so now we've got 160 sales, $8,000. And here's the thing, because we're giving this money back to people the entire time, all of these people think that we are nice people. Excuse me, because now you've given $500 worth of content of information for free, because you're giving the money back to them, and And also we've positioned ourselves as an expert, therefore we've gained a degree of trust from them because now they understand what goes through our brain, how our brain works, what actually it is that we do, so on and so forth. So they might get to the end of the how to do your business's bookkeeping program and they might go, whew, that's a lot of work. I don't think that I want to do that myself. But actually I want to use this firm that I now know and trust as a quality job to do it for me. So they may even come to you and say, yep, I want to use your services straight away. Other questions I face is so, well, what if in layer 2 only 35 people introduce me to 2 people? That means that layer 3 then would look like 70 as opposed to like 80. And the likelihood of that happening, of course, is the case. Well, all we do then is we go back to those 35 now remaining people and we go, hey, how many of you would like to introduce 2 more people? And I will pay you $50 to introduce me to 2 more people. And so now those 35 people could be at a profit from this experience. So they've got $500 worth of material and made a $50 profit from it, from introducing you to 2 more people. You may even find that layer 3 then could look even bigger, because could you imagine if all 35 people found you 2 more people and suddenly layer 3 looked like 140 people as opposed to 70. So we just go back to the previous layer, offer them to introduce 2 more people, and we will give you the $50 back. And now we tell them they're now making a profit out of their learning as opposed to making a loss. If we don't want to give them the $50, maybe we could offer them an introductory service or an offer or something like that. So we just go back up. As we keep going through this, layer 5 starts looking quite attractive, $16,000 coming in income. And layer 6 is a really, really interesting layer. And we're going to jump forwards after layer 6 and keep playing this out. And I'll let you do the math for yourself going forward from level 6 through to about level 16, I think we go to. But most people opt out of this at layer 6. Now the reality is at layer 6 we're likely to be 6 months into this as a project. We've put 6 months worth of time, effort and energy in. We may even put a little bit of money in, but I mean by a little bit I mean a little bit of money. And now's the point where people want to start feeling gratified. We want to see something back for what it is that we've been doing. And here's the thing is any time that we start taking money out of the income on the right hand side and not offering it back to the customer, so they get their $500 for free ultimately if they introduce and get 2 of their network to buy. The moment we do that is we do what we call a closeout. That means that in this cycle, we never get any further than earning $32,000 from this and having 640 people in our database. Now, this is what the broke mindset does. The broke mindset, in my experience, gets 6-ish or maybe less, maybe 4 months into this and gets greedy. They want the large sum of cash. And I will say, yes, $32,000 is a large sum of cash. But $32,000 is nothing to what you can have in under 2 years if you keep following this methodology through. This is kind of where myself as a coach comes in, is I end up holding people accountable to structures like this to ensure that they do get out of it. They don't sabotage themselves at month 6. And you're going to be amazed what, if you can prevent yourself from sabotaging yourself and taking cash out of the right-hand side at month 6, you're going to be amazed what you can achieve within 24 months. And so let's go through, shall we? In fact, I'm even going to say within 20 months. Let's go through and let's keep looking at this and let's see looking at where this can go to. So let's skip forward now to layer 16. Look at those figures. Have you seen that figure? You see 10 months-ish later at layer 16, we've just served 655,360 people at $50 each, all by just keep giving back. Please introduce me to 2 people in your network, get them to purchase what it is you've just purchased, and I'll give you your $50 back, meaning that you've got it for free. Or introduce me to 2 more people and I'll give you another $50. So you're making a profit. The same as we've just spoken. And at level 16, we've just generated an income for ourselves of that much money. Please go and do the math. 655,360 times 50 equates to $32,768,000. Now, at this point in time, I'll be frank with you, 16 months in, by all means, if you wish to, close out here. I mean, it's a huge amount of money. All we do to close out is we just don't give the offer to layer 16 to go and get their money back by introducing 2 more people. We just close out there. That's it. And that's all we have to do. You've got a massive amount of cash, and I will say that this massive amount of cash is enough, of course, for you never to need to work a day in your life. Again, I'm also going to suggest to you that maybe you wish to go further. Maybe you wish to go further. Maybe you wish to go to layer 17. Look at the double up. Doubles up. We're now at $65 million. You can go to layer 18, layer 19, or layer 20. Now, layer 20 obviously takes you to being worth $500 million US. Now, many people have challenged me around these figures, and you can go and work out the gap between 6 and 16 yourself. You just keep doubling up. 640 times 2 works out to 1280. 1280 times 2, which would be layer 8 then, equals 2,000, my brain's gone dead, 2,560, so on and so forth. You can go and fill in the gaps yourself, and maybe you would want to close out at layer 10. But let's just play with this for a second. Here's an idea for you. Let's just say you close out, for argument's sake, at layer 17. And you go back and you say to all of those 1,310,720 people at layer 17 you've just served, and all of the people above. So now we're looking at in and around 2 million people. And you go to those 2 million people who we've served in level 17, going upwards to layer 1, and we say to them, here's something I'd like to offer you. I'd like to offer you a subscription. I'd like to offer you a subscription to my online bookkeeping package that I've designed, or my Excel spreadsheets, or my How to Live Your Healthy Life online magazine, and I'm going to give you I don't know, 2 magazines a month, and I'm going to charge you $1 a month every month of the year going forwards for this subscription. In fact, I might even charge you 50 cents, or I might even do it for free and make my money out of advertising. But suddenly you've got a potential service base of customers that you can offer to of 2 million plus people. 2 million plus people. Now, can you imagine what that would be like if 2 million people could give you $1 a month for something that, I mean, people would give you $1 a month, would they not? Especially if you offered them a $50 a month service for $1 a month. Suddenly you're making $2 million a month, or $24 million a year. And so suddenly you're not just getting this big once off to the right hand side lump sums of cash, you're getting an annuity, or an annuity income as well. Now, I almost said passive income there for a second, but passive income doesn't really exist. Let's have a Skype call and talk about that, but you are getting an annuity income from offering something. Interestingly, Interestingly, if we go and play now on the left-hand side at number of sales equates to a number of people. When we get to, let's say, layer 19, we've now served in and around 9 million people. If you have 9 million people who you can get to subscribe to your YouTube channel, and you put up regular, reasonable content, go and have a look about what people earn from YouTube, from the advertising in YouTube, if you have that many people subscribed to your YouTube channel. And by the way, I'll give the game away. People are earning between $10 and $15 million a year by having that many people subscribe to their YouTube channel. So yet again, another way of money. Could you then take all the information you've gathered about these people and could you go and lease that database to a large business, an Amazon or a Facebook, and by the way, this is entirely possible, and the value of a high quality database is in the region of 50 cents to $1 per person in your database per month. Just going to play with that in your head for a second. 50 cents to $1 per person per month if you lease your database to another business. So how does your business really make money? It's not out of being a chiropractor, a physiotherapist, an accountant, a lawyer, whatever it might be, or a coach or a performance accelerator like myself. It's actually out of the figures and how we lever these figures in this table, or a table just like it. And this is just one example that the accountant is using at this point in time with his How to Do Your Bookkeeping for Small Businesses, Simply and Easily program that he's putting out there. I mean, just imagine if you only got to have just 1% in 2 years' time of that bottom right-hand corner, you still have $5 million. Or just imagine in your database, if you go through to layer 20, you're going to have almost 21 million people in your database that now you can sell to. What's the biggest challenge in your business? Your biggest challenge in your business is always getting enough people who know and trust you, who want to and have a need to buy your services. Now, just by the fact that you've gone through these layers, all of those almost 21 million people are part of that. And now you can go and market services, product offerings, things to buy, free stuff, whatever you like, to that 20 million people. And suddenly, by the way, you're playing in a place where some of the biggest, richest people in the world play. And so that's the structure. Now I realize I've whipped through that really, really quickly. This little, however long, 20 minutes on YouTube that you're watching right now is something that normally we work through and unpack and build over 7 to 10 coaching sessions. And I'm sure you can work this out for yourself. And if you want support, get in touch with me. Drop me an email. Let's talk. Let me support and help you further. Nothing would give me more pleasure than to track your progress going through this, doing this for yourself, and me being able to watch those numbers grow. Nothing would give me more pleasure than that. I want to leave you with some questions though, some things to work through. So I'd like you to work through, what is your why for money? Why are you bothering to do this? What is it that could be your service? You know, the thing that you're going to do, $500 worth of information and content for $50, giving away your best for free. How will you work the 10-to-1 ratio and evidence it to the client? How will you evidence it to a customer? I'm giving you $500 and you're only going to pay $50. And oh, by the way, it's not even going to be 10-to-1. It's going to be for free. It's going to be 10-to-0. And the last thing is, how do you go about and consciously decide about putting off your need for short-term gratification while trusting in yourself? Because that's what you need to do in this process, is fully trust in yourself. So there we go. Go forwards and play with this. Ask any questions that you've got. Drop me an email. Contact me in one of the message boxes wherever you see this. I look forward to following your progress, leveraging on this, and you achieving what you would like to for your business, for your life, for your family, and for the greater good of the world about you. So it's been a pleasure serving you again.